In today's video, we're taking a preliminary look at Profoto's new B2 250 AirTTL flash system. What's up, everyone? My name is Pi. Welcome to SR Lounge, where we're here to help you be a better photographer. Now, we are on the cusp of heading out to WPPI, but before we do that, we have an exciting new product. We have one of the prototypes for the new Profoto B2 250 AirTTL flash system. This is going to become available over the next week, and we've taken it out on several shoots, and it's been absolutely fantastic. Now, we haven't used it enough to give it a full review. So what I want to do is give it a preliminary review, especially because this is also a prototype unit. But you guys are going to be super excited because so far this thing has been fantastic. And once we get the actual production unit, we'll put together a full review. But we want to get this out on the day that it's released so you guys can check this awesome thing out. So what do we have here? We have the B2, this is the 250 AirTTL pack. Okay, so this is the battery pack. It's fairly light, it's very small compared to, like, say, a traditional studio strobe pack. So it's easy to go, or it's easy to use on the go, and it comes with a little baggie as well. So kind of when you put on a flash stand or wherever you want to use it, it has like a little case for it. This is the actual B2 head. Now these are 250 watt second heads. Okay, so this is a 250 watt second pack, which is roughly equivalent to around 4 to 5 pocket strobes, like just regular flashes that you'd put on your camera or use off camera. So you can pack a lot of punch in here, and this is the cable for it. It just plugs in right into the battery pack. Now you can have up to 2 heads in the battery pack, and you might be wondering, well, what makes this thing so special? Because there are tons of strobe options out there. There's tons of battery packs and even lots of portable strobe options. What makes this thing absolutely fantastic is Profoto has taken kind of a new approach to this entire system. So rather than having the giant flash modifiers, we have smaller modifiers that fit into small little baggies like this, and you can put 8 to 10 modifiers in a little lighting bag and carry it anywhere you want to go. When they're set up, they basically become miniature versions of their larger selves. So this is the Profoto 2-foot Octa. Okay, and it uses the same, we have the same Profoto speed ring system. It's absolutely fantastic and a breeze to use. But what truly makes this system awesome is the whole AirTTL functionality. We have complete TTL control of the flash head. Now, me particularly, I don't like shooting TTL when I'm using strobes. I like shooting manual so that way I can dial in every single setting precisely on the flashes, and I like it to stay consistent. That being said, I can dial in all of my settings directly right on the remote. So I can control all flash heads directly from the remote. In addition, if you want to shoot TTL, it has a fantastic TTL system that uses the in-camera flash basically compensation to make relative adjustments to your exposure. So when you're shooting TTL, you're actually using your in-camera flash compensation to dial up and down any basically exposure compensation that you want to do with the lights, and it sends that information through the remote. Talking about the remote system itself, I kind of base the whole usability standard, okay, off the fact of whether can I take this remote straight out of the box and use it without having to use or read any manual whatsoever. That's my kind of mindset for usability. If it passes that test, then I think it's quite usable. And I don't necessarily need to know every single function coming out of the box without reading the manual, but what I do want to be able to do is at least use it. Use it at least in a manual mode, or use it before I have to go read the manual. And this absolutely does that. The remote system itself is one of the easiest remote systems I've ever used. Comparing this to, say, Pocket Wizard, comparing it to any of the, and all these other systems are great too. Pocket Wizard is great, Photix is great, but this is by far one of the best designed UIs for a remote. And you can actually see this. We'll do some closer up shots, but basically when I turn on the remote, I have 3 different groups available. I can select my different channels. I have independent buttons for each of these things, which makes choosing groups and different flash heads and adjusting power incredibly simple. Okay, I can even switch my modes right here to TTL, to manual, and guess what? This is a full feature strobe. So what do we have? We have first curtain sync, we have second curtain sync, and we have high speed sync. That gives me 5 strobes, 5 pocket strobes now in one single head that can now sync to high-speed sync. So now the days of having to use ND filters, now if you want to use ND filters, great, but having to use an ND filter is no longer necessary. Now again, we're going to take this onto more shoots. Particularly, I want to know what is the light loss when we go into high-speed sync, because that's a big deal. On a pocket strobe, it's around a 5-stop light loss once we jump into high-speed sync, which means you have to stack flashes and so forth. On this, we've been told that the light loss is far less. So you're going to get a lot more power in high-speed sync, which makes it fantastic for, well, location shoots without having to use ND filters and so forth. Now, the flash heads themselves, very easy, very simple to use. Great Profoto quality, as we've kind of come to expect. They mount simply right onto any basic stand or spigot, just with an attached mount right here. And then the Profoto speed rings will attach this right over. It's very simple. You just simply clip them on and so forth. The battery pack itself. Now here's where we use, say, it's a manual medium strobe. It's the Bolt, and we're going to do a review on the Bolt VB22 as well. It's a fantastic medium strobe for portable use, but it's all manual. And also with these kind of less expensive Chinese-made brands that, that offer great flashes for the price, you run into other issues. So like recycle times on those kind of units are going to be around 7 to 8 seconds for a full power recycle. In addition, consistency, not only in overall flash power from shot to shot. So even if you wait 8 seconds, sometimes when you fire, you're not getting 100% juice out of it unless you wait even longer. So the consistency between full power shots isn't quite there. And also consistency in color temperature can vary a couple hundred degrees as well. What we've noticed so far is the recycle time and flash power consistency on Profoto matches, well, all of the other Profoto products. You're getting full power recycles at around 2 seconds. I think we get about 250 full power pops off of a single battery, and the batteries themselves pop off very easily. So if you want to replace the battery, you can. You want to charge it or plug it in, you can do that as well. So these things are super easy, very portable to use. So 2-second full power recycle times. We also get more consistent flash power between those recycles and also more consistent flash color temperature. So we get a truly professional product. Now this does come at a little bit of a price. Like with one of these, you know, the Chinese-made systems, like say the Bolt VB22, we're getting a full manual pack. We have to go get pocket wizards. We have to get everything to be able to sync and to do all that. And we still don't have power control from the camera, from the unit itself, from our pocket wizards. We have to control everything independently on the flashes themselves. With that kind of a setup, you're looking at $1,300 to $1,500. With a modifier, you're at $1,500 for say a 2 strobe system, okay? With the Profoto B2s, we're looking at around a street price of around $3,000 if we want a full set, meaning we want basically, we want the Profoto B2, we want another pack, and we want a modifier and the AirTTL remote. Actually, I think that's one head though. So we get a pack, we get a head, we get the modification and the AirTTL remote. That roughly came around at $3,000. I think you can get basic kits for around $2,200 or so. If we want to add another head, that puts us around the $3,500 to $3,600 range. So we're looking at roughly double the price of, say, a manual system. I wouldn't say that that's necessarily overpriced. It's not, because what you're getting is quite a bit more value as far as the overall features, but you are paying for it. So for professionals that use OCF, this is a worthwhile investment. You're getting features and components and reliability and quality that you're not getting in any of those other systems. But say for an amateur, that's something that you're going to have to basically decide. If it's in the budget, then fantastic. This is a great system to have. But we're going to talk about all the details more. We're going to talk about how everything functions, overall quality, features, functionality, and everything. As we take it out, we're going to put it through its paces once we get the final production unit and do a final review. Until then, though, this is something to be on the lookout for, guys. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. And to those of you that get your hands on a production unit first, well, I'm jealous. All right, my name is Pi, and we'll see you in the next video.